all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. This is the Dr. Shabazz Show, and on this show, we talk about feminism. We talk about how feminism has destroyed society as well as dating and marriages. But today, I do want to talk about the number 4 reason why men have walked away from modern women and relationships and dating. This topic is very controversial, but I think it's important that we talk about it. And so, one of the things that we have seen in the media is the body positivity movement. Now, loving yourself, that's what it's called, and it is in mainstream media. However, I feel like it is more in a certain community than others. Again, it is a very controversial topic. I am going to tread lightly because I don't want to be flagged as hate speech, because it's not a hate speech. It is about understanding what the body positivity movement is missing and what the issue is when it comes to men and women and dating. And so I'm going to show you some videos, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. But before we get started, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.
Can someone please tell me why men get so offended when a woman, a plus-size woman, a big woman, a fat woman, whatever you would like to call us, has a preference and standards when it comes to dating and men? Like, why y'all get so offended so quickly just because of my weight? So because I'm a big girl, because I'm fat, I'm not supposed to have fucking standards? And their minimum fucking expectations for myself? Like,
I struggle with my body in very classic ways of really desiring the average teenage experience where I get to have a high school crush. I get to maybe imagine that a boy in my math class would like me back. And none of those things came to fruition.
Most Latinos, we have this idea of what a Latino body should look like. You were supposed to be curvy, but only curvy and thick in the right places, right?
Now, as a photojournalist, I strive to tell the stories of fat joy and simply existing in your body.
And there's been ups and downs, but right now I can say that I'm truly happy with who I am, what I represent, and what I can provide to other people that look like me.
After over 2 decades of being at war with my body, I have finally found peace in my body, and we have come to a mutual agreement to care for and love each other, and that feels like freedom.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to body positivity, which is about loving yourself and being free. And I get that, and that's not a problem. But the problem is when you say body positivity and on social media, you love every inch of your body, which is fine. But when you display it on social media and people say things, which I don't agree in being mean to anyone, but when people say things, you can't get upset because people are more likely to say cruel things behind computers than they are in your face. And when you say that you love your body, which you should, but that doesn't mean that you should parade around, letting it all hang out, because people are just not nice. And that's the part that I don't understand. You say you love yourself, just like when Lizzo, she always talk about how much she loves her body and, flaunts her body on social media. But then she's always crying about the comments that people make. People in this world are very mean. There are beautiful, skinny women who people want to attack because they're jealous of them, and they will find hurtful things to say. So you cannot expect to be treated differently, and you can't force your beliefs on other people. And then the other side of the positivity movement is it is not truthful about health. Now, this is a personal thing for me because I've always struggled with my weight. I've always been, someone that's tall. And when I was 12, people thought I was 20 because of the shape of my body. I was always developed. So my parents were trying to lock me in the room until I was 21, because they did not want me to have to deal with all that. But even today, I still struggle with my weight, and I'm always constantly trying to, make sure I'm eating healthy and working out. But it is very, very, very hard, always having to watch what I eat and make sure I work out 3 or 4 times a week. It is hard, but I want to have a long life, and I want it to be a high quality life when I get older. So I don't want to, worry about having a disease. And then, the body is a beautiful thing. It can be healed internally by how you treat it, what you put in it and how you exercise. And my doctor, she is always on me about my weight. I mean, every time I go, it has to be either I've lost some weight or I've gained some weight, and she sends me all the information about nutrition. So, my doctor is brutally honest. I appreciate it, but sometimes it's like hard to hear. But she doesn't care about body positivity. She doesn't care about being thick and look good in your jeans. It doesn't matter. All she cares about is, if I'm not going to make sure I don't get heart disease, make sure I don't get diabetes, make sure I, live a healthy life. So I appreciate it. It is hard to hear sometimes, but it is important to hear. She's brutally honest. And the next thing that the movement doesn't talk about is when the media and the people on social media talk about body positivity, it is typically about women. It is the woman that's celebrated. It is the woman's body that they want everyone to accept. But they never, ever really talk about the men that are overweight. And then most women who are overweight don't want to date or deal with a man that's overweight, which, is kind of mind blowing to me. But if you think about Lizzo, Lizzo's boyfriend is very thin. You think about that lady on Fat Wonderful Life, I think that's what it's called. Her boyfriends have always been slim. So it is just interesting, that part of it. Why are we only celebrating women who are fat but not men? And then also the big issue with this is men have preferences, and especially men who are successful or who consider themselves, to be a good catch. Most men equate what they make with the type of woman that they can pull or date. So men may, which I don't agree with this, but some men will see big girls only as women to get off on. And that is an issue because I'm going to tell you how it is perceived by women. And some men will say that most fat women that they date are just someone that they would sleep with, that they would never take them anywhere, they would never bring them around their friend, or marry them. And this is what men have said. And so the other flip side to this is that a woman who is fat may believe that since all these men are sleeping with her, that it makes her feel like she can get anybody, and that simply is not the case. And this is what needs to be talked about with the body positivity movement. I mean, yes, you can be beautiful, you can think that your body is perfect and all that stuff, but you can't force men who are doing the picking to believe that. And so the other point I want to make is, and so just like the lady in the video, plus size women can have standards. They need to have standards. They should. Just because you're big doesn't mean that you should allow someone to treat you any kind of way. No. However, the thing you have to consider is, are your preferences aligned with the person that you want? So it's an example would be if you are someone that is not into health or wellness and fitness, but you want someone who is fit. So that's an example of not being in align with each other. Now, yeah, sure, there are some men out there who really into health that will date a big woman because they may look at you if I can help her to get healthier, which is, fine. And so now it's important to talk about what women can do. So, like I said, this topic is always controversial. It's not to shame anybody or to be a hate speech video. What it is to let women know that men are the ones that do the picking. And yes, men are the ones that have a problem with obesity. Now, I know for a fact that most men don't expect their woman to be a size 0 or 4 or like a model size, but they do expect them to be a normal size and healthy. Even with thick, a lot of men will take it, but it's only a sexual thing. Men don't want women that are, to be too far on either side. They don't like a stick, but then they also don't like a woman that's just obese and people are going to make fun of her when they're out in public or make fun of them as a couple. So the only thing I can say for women is that you can really love yourself, but just get healthy. And keep in mind that men who are of a certain status want women who are healthy, and it's not just a physical thing. Science will tell you that when a woman's weight is healthy before she has children or even before she gets married, she's going to pick up weight. So why not start healthy in the beginning, and just think about it as trying not to get heart disease and hypertension, because I'm going to tell you, the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight. That's something that no one tells you. You can be thick in your 20s and 30s, but when you get to be 40 and you're thick and you really want to lose the weight, it gets harder and harder. So that's my video. I would love to hear what you think. Please leave a comment. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and if you could share it, that would be helpful as well. Until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.